In the vast expanse of the galaxy, countless civilizations have risen to unimaginable heights, advanced empires spanning star systems, wielding technologies that bend space and time, and crafting wonders that few can comprehend. Yet, none have endured. For millennia, a haunting pattern has gripped the galaxy. No matter how powerful or enlightened, these great civilizations invariably fall. Entire worlds go dark, great fleets vanish without trace, and knowledge and history fade into ruins scattered across star systems. This phenomenon is known simply as the cycle. It is whispered about in the halls of scholars and feared by rulers, but its true cause remains a mystery. Some believe it is a natural cosmic rhythm, an inevitable pattern of rise and fall. Others whisper of darker causes, cosmic predators, lurking in the shadows, or a self-imposed destruction coded deep in civilization's own genes. Regardless, the cycle's victims pile up like fallen leaves in the wake of a relentless storm. The galaxy has watched them die. Empires like the Vostari Dominion, the Cyrenian Conclave, and the Mazal Collective, all legends now, once commanded the stars, only to vanish within centuries. Their histories remain, fragmented and incomplete, pieced together from ancient relics and enigmatic ruins. Holographic archives flicker with images of their glory days, but they end abruptly. No explanation, no survivors. Among the galaxy's inhabitants, few dare to hope. Many have accepted the cycle as fate. The older, more powerful races grow cautious, guarding what remains and retreating behind fortified borders. Ambition is tempered by fear. Dreams of exploration and unity are drowned by the inevitability of destruction. Amid this bleak cosmic backdrop, humanity has quietly emerged. Compared to the ancient races, humans are newcomers, young, brash, and often dismissed as primitive by more established powers. Earth's history is relatively short, and humanity's ventures into space are only just beginning to scratch the surface of galactic society. Yet humans are different. Their indomitable spirit, boundless curiosity, and adaptability set them apart. Unlike civilizations that seek immortality through rigid control or overwhelming power, humans embrace change and unpredictability. This resilience is noted with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism by alien observers. The story centers on a small group of human scientists, historians, and explorers who refuse to accept the cycle's inevitability. Led by a determined protagonist, perhaps a brilliant astrophysicist or a seasoned interstellar archaeologist, they begin to investigate the cycle's pattern. Using ancient data, recovered artifacts, and cutting-edge technology, they seek to understand what has caused civilizations to perish time and again. Through their eyes, the audience learns about the galaxy's haunting history. We see glimpses of shattered worlds, forgotten cities suspended in time, and cryptic messages left behind by those who perished. The protagonist's team pieces together the evidence, driven by a growing sense that the cycle might not be a mere cosmic accident. Tensions rise when their research attracts attention. Some alien factions want the truth buried, fearing that hope or change could destabilize their fragile hold on power. The humans face political pressure, skepticism, and outright hostility, but their resolve hardens, fueled by the conviction that the galaxy's cycle of destruction can be broken. By the end of Part 1, the groundwork is laid. The endless cycle is no longer just a myth or inevitability, but a puzzle to be solved. Humanity stands at a crossroads, still small and underestimated, yet the first to openly challenge the galaxy's fatal fate. The stage is set for a journey that will test courage, unity, and the very essence of what it means to survive against impossible odds. The galaxy, vast and ancient, has long lived under the shadow of the cycle, a relentless pattern of rise and destruction. Now, after centuries of uneasy peace, the signs that the next great collapse is imminent begin to appear. The galaxy's greatest powers, once seemingly invincible, start to unravel in subtle but alarming ways. Political tensions flare, economic networks strain, and mysterious cosmic phenomena grow more frequent and intense. At the heart of this unrest are the ancient empires, the descendants of civilizations that have endured for millennia. The Vistari Dominion, known for its rigid hierarchy and military might, experiences unexplained failures in their starship fleets and communication networks. Entire colonies fall silent without warning, and valuable resources become scarce overnight. Meanwhile, the Cyrenian Conclave, famed for its scientific mastery and cultural influence, faces a devastating plague of unknown origins sweeping through their worlds. The Mazal Collective, a sprawling alliance of species united by trade, begins to fracture under mounting internal disputes and sabotage. Amid these escalating crises, strange anomalies ripple through space. Unidentified signals pulse from deep within the dark sectors, signals that baffle scientists and defy conventional understanding. Entire star systems exhibit gravitational distortions and bursts of radiation inconsistent with natural astrophysical processes. The galaxy's oldest seers and mystics whisper that the cycle's ancient curse is awakening again. Humanity, still rising and learning its place among the stars, is not immune to these dangers. Human scientists, having dedicated themselves to unraveling the cycle's mysteries, begin to detect faint cryptic messages hidden within the cosmic background noise. These messages, possibly relics of the last civilizations to fall, seem to hint at the cause of the cycle, a predator or force that systematically destroys civilizations when they reach a certain level of advancement. This revelation ignites a fierce debate within humanity and across its allies. Some advocate for caution, urging humans to remain observers and protect themselves quietly, fearing they could become the next victims. Others, driven by a mixture of hope and desperation, call for bold action, to intervene, to uncover the truth, and to prepare for confrontation. Humanity's leaders are torn between these extremes, unsure whether to reveal their findings or keep them secret to avoid panic. As the situation deteriorates, some factions within the galaxy see opportunity amid chaos. Rogue warlords, opportunistic corporations, and extremist cults exploit the fear to amass power. Smuggling and piracy spike. Alliances crumble. These factions view the cycle's approach as a chance to reshape the galactic order in their favor, indifferent to the suffering it will bring. Meanwhile, the human research team expands their investigations, traveling to ancient ruins, deciphering cryptic languages, and piecing together fragmented histories. Their discoveries deepen the mystery, but also hint at a possible weakness in the cycle's pattern, something humanity might exploit. However, each new revelation puts them in greater danger. Secretive galactic powers try to silence or co-opt them, fearful of what humanity might unleash by challenging the status quo. Tensions reach a boiling point when an allied species close to humanity suffers a sudden and catastrophic collapse. The galaxy watches in shock and despair. Could the cycle be unstoppable after all? But humanity, now more determined than ever, refuses to yield to fatalism. By the end of Part 2, the stage is set for an inevitable confrontation with the cycle's force. The galaxy teeters on the edge of chaos, and all eyes turn to humanity, the small, defiant species that may hold the key to survival or destruction. The question looms large. Will humanity step up and break the cycle? Or will they join the countless civilizations that came before, doomed to watch the stars grow dark? With the galaxy teetering on the brink of another catastrophic collapse, humanity's team of scientists, historians, and explorers plunges deeper into the enigma of the cycle. The mounting evidence from ancient ruins, alien archives, and cryptic signals begins to reveal a horrifying truth. The cycle is not a natural cosmic pattern, nor simply a consequence of war and decay, but the deliberate result of an ancient, predatory force lurking beyond the known universe. This secret, long buried and deliberately erased from most galactic histories, points to an entity, or perhaps a network of entities, known as the Harbingers. These beings, whether biological, artificial, or something beyond comprehension, appear to feed on the energy, civilizations, or even the very life force of advanced species. Their methodical destruction of civilizations is not random, but a calculated cleansing. preventing any race from reaching a level of development that threatens the cosmic balance the Harbingers enforce. Through painstaking research and dangerous missions, the humans recover remnants of past civilizations' desperate attempts to resist. These tales are grim. Fleets shattered without a trace, entire worlds swallowed by unnatural darkness, civilizations betrayed from within by corrupted agents or technologies turned against them. Most succumbed, broken by fear and despair. Humans realized that the galaxy's greatest empires were not just victims of fate, but hunted prey. What sets humanity apart, the team hypothesizes, is something subtle yet profound. An unusual blend of creativity, unpredictability, and an indomitable will to survive. Unlike other civilizations that sought to control or outgrow the cycle through brute force or rigid order, humanity's chaotic evolution and emotional complexity may hold the key to breaking it. As the team delves further, they discover ancient star charts and technology caches hidden in the darkest corners of space, clues to a possible countermeasure. But the knowledge is incomplete, fragmented by time and deliberate sabotage. To succeed, humanity must piece together this puzzle while facing growing opposition. Meanwhile, galactic factions react with alarm as rumors of the Harbingers and humanity's discoveries spread. Some powerful leaders dismiss the threat as superstition or fear-mongering. Others see it as an opportunity to consolidate power by exploiting widespread panic. Secret orders form to suppress information, while mercenaries and spies target the human research teams, attempting to steal or destroy their findings. The human protagonist, driven by a mixture of intellectual curiosity and moral urgency, rallies a diverse coalition of allies, scientists, diplomats, and warriors from different species who are willing to risk everything to end the cycle. This alliance, fragile and fraught with mistrust, symbolizes a glimmer of hope amid the encroaching darkness. The revelation of the Harbingers fundamentally shifts the stakes of the story. The cycle is no longer just a historical curiosity or a looming disaster. It is a direct and existential threat that challenges the very survival of life in the galaxy. The human's quest transforms from a scholarly pursuit into a desperate mission to prepare for a confrontation unlike any other. In the closing moments of Part 3, the team deciphers a final, crucial piece of the puzzle, a possible strategy to disrupt the Harbinger's power. It involves harnessing unique human traits combined with ancient technology, something no other civilization ever attempted. It is a gamble, risky, untested, and dangerous, but humanity's last hope. The galaxy stands on the precipice. The cycles. Dark shadow spreads and the Harbinger's presence grows stronger. Yet, for the first time, a voice dares to challenge the inevitable. Humanity is ready to break the silence, to shatter the cycle, and to fight for the future. The revelation of the Harbingers, the ancient predatory force behind the cycle, changes everything. Armed with forbidden knowledge and a bold new strategy, humanity decides to take the galaxy's fate into their own hands. No longer content to watch civilizations fall in endless succession, they prepare a daring gambit to confront the darkness that has haunted the stars for eons. Humanity's plan is unlike anything the galaxy has ever seen. It involves combining cutting-edge technology with ancient artifacts recovered from lost civilizations, and most importantly, leveraging the unique human qualities of creativity, unpredictability, and emotional resilience. This is not a plan built on overwhelming firepower or brute force, but on subversion, innovation, and unity. The protagonist leads a coalition force composed of humans and allied species, scientists, diplomats, and warriors united by a shared goal to break the cycle. This coalition is fragile. Centuries of mistrust, cultural differences, and political rivalries threaten to unravel their cooperation at any moment. Yet the growing threat forces unlikely alliances and sparks moments of hope and courage. The gambit begins with a series of covert operations deep within the territories affected by the Harbinger's influence. The coalition deploys specialized teams to infiltrate ancient ruins, recover lost technology, and disrupt the Harbinger's control nodes scattered across the galaxy. These missions are fraught with danger, hostile alien mercenaries, corrupted, automated defenses, and the ever-present psychological toll of facing an enemy that seems almost supernatural. As the humans and their allies push forward, the galaxy watches with a mix of skepticism and hope.
Many dismiss humanity's efforts as reckless or desperate, while others quietly root for the underdogs. Messages and transmissions spread stories of human ingenuity and daring feats, inspiring others to resist the despair that the cycle has.
Long sown. The narrative intensifies with several key battles and confrontations. The coalition faces overwhelming odds and sacrifices mount. Heroes emerge, some rising from unexpected places, others making painful choices. The protagonist's leadership is tested by both external threats and internal dissent. The line between victory and annihilation blurs as the stakes escalate. Despite setbacks, the gambit begins to bear fruit. The coalition successfully disables several of the Harbinger's key systems, fracturing their grip on the galaxy's energy flow. This creates pockets of resistance where devastated worlds begin to revive, and ancient knowledge once again circulates freely. Yet the Harbingers respond with brutal retaliation. Cosmic storms intensify, entire star systems vanish, and a pervasive dread spreads. It becomes clear that the enemy is more powerful and relentless than anyone imagined. The coalition's resolve is tested to its limits. Amid the chaos, humanity's unique strength becomes evident. Unlike other species who tend to respond with fear or rigid control, humans embrace uncertainty and adapt on the fly. Their willingness to question tradition, to learn from failure, and to collaborate across cultural divides turns the tide in unexpected ways. The climax of Part 4 focuses on a pivotal mission, a daring assault on the Harbinger's central command, Nexus, a place hidden in the depths of uncharted space. This mission is humanity's boldest move. If it succeeds, it could shatter the cycle forever. If it fails, the galaxy may plunge into irreversible darkness. The coalition's forces prepare for this desperate strike, aware that their gambit has pushed them to the edge. The tension is palpable as allies ready themselves, knowing that the future of all civilizations hangs in the balance. Part 4 ends on a cliffhanger, with the assault underway and the galaxy holding its breath. Humanity has made its move, but the outcome remains uncertain. The question looms large. Can humanity's gamble break the cycle, or will it be yet another step toward extinction? The assault on the Harbinger's central command nexus marks the most critical moment in the history of the galaxy. After centuries of watching civilizations rise and fall under the oppressive cycle, humanity and its fragile coalition stand united. For the first time to face the ancient predator directly, this battle is not just a fight for survival, it is a struggle for the right to shape the future. The approach to the Harbinger's stronghold is fraught with peril. The Nexus lies deep within a shadowed sector of space, where natural laws seem twisted. Navigating through gravitational anomalies, radiation storms, and unseen traps tests the coalition's skill and resolve. The human flagship leads the fleet, with the protagonist commanding from the bridge, coordinating a complex assault involving electronic warfare, ground teams, and fleet maneuvers. Inside the Nexus, the coalition faces an enemy beyond comprehension. The Harbingers manifest as shifting, semi-sentient forces, part energy, part machine, and something else entirely, wielding devastating power over reality itself. The enemy's defenses adapt rapidly, countering every human strategy with frightening precision. The battle quickly becomes a test of ingenuity and endurance. Ground teams infiltrate the Nexus's core to deploy the ancient technology recovered from lost civilizations. These devices are designed to disrupt the Harbinger's energy network, severing their control over the cycle. However, the technology is volatile and unstable, requiring skilled operators and immense courage. The protagonist's closest allies volunteer for these missions, risking everything to plant the devices amid overwhelming odds. Meanwhile, the fleet battles Harbinger-controlled drones and warped starships that seem to phase in and out of existence. Communication lines falter, and moments of despair threaten to overwhelm the coalition's forces. Yet, the human spirit, resilient and unyielding, pushes back against the darkness. The crew improvises tactics, learning and adapting faster than their enemy anticipates. The conflict reveals the true cost of breaking the cycle. Entire worlds have already been sacrificed, and many more hang in the balance. Coalition members face devastating losses. Some species suffer extinction within days. The emotional weight is crushing, but the alliance's shared determination creates a bond stronger than fear. A turning point comes when the ground teams successfully activate the disruption devices. Pulses of strange energy ripple through the nexus, unraveling the Harbinger's hold on the surrounding space. Systems begin to collapse, and the once impenetrable fortress starts to falter. This moment sparks hope across the galaxy. However, the Harbingers unleash a desperate counterattack, a surge of energy so powerful it threatens to obliterate the entire coalition fleet. In the face of near annihilation, the protagonist makes a critical decision: to personally enter the heart of the Nexus, to manually stabilize the devices, risking their life to ensure success. Inside the Nexus's core, the protagonist confronts the Harbinger's essence. It is a surreal and harrowing encounter, blending physical struggle with a battle of wills and consciousness. Drawing on human creativity and emotional depth, the protagonist exploits a flaw in the Harbinger's nature, something no other species could have perceived or harnessed. With a final surge of determination, the protagonist triggers the devices, shattering the Harbinger's control and breaking the cycle's pattern of destruction. The Nexus collapses, and the oppressive cosmic storms begin to dissipate. The battle ends in a fragile victory. The galaxy is scarred and mourning but alive. For the first time in millennia, civilizations can rebuild without fear of the cycle's return. Humanity's gamble has paid off, but the cost is undeniable. As Part 5 closes, the Coalition reflects on their hard-won victory and the uncertain road ahead. The future is now theirs to shape, free from ancient chains but burdened with new responsibilities. The harrowing victory against the Harbingers signals not just the end of an ancient threat, but the dawn of an entirely new era for the galaxy. The cycle, the relentless pattern of rise and destruction that claimed countless civilizations, is finally broken. However, the aftermath is far from simple victory. It ushers in a time of rebuilding, reckoning, and uncertain hope. In the immediate wake of the battle, the galaxy survivors emerge from the shadow of fear and despair. Worlds once silenced by the Harbinger's oppressive influence begin to revive. Ecosystems stabilize, communications reconnect, and the long-stifled flow of knowledge and culture starts to pulse anew. There is cautious celebration across diverse species, each mourning their losses while tentatively embracing the promise of renewal. Humanity's role in breaking the cycle elevates them to a position of unprecedented influence. But with great power comes great responsibility. The coalition forged in war faces the daunting task of maintaining unity and peace. Old rivalries, deep-seated mistrust, and political ambitions threaten to unravel the fragile alliance that stood firm against annihilation. The protagonist, now recognized as a symbol of hope and resilience, leads diplomatic efforts to transform the wartime coalition into a lasting interstellar federation. This federation is envisioned as a new galactic order, one founded on cooperation, shared knowledge, and mutual protection to ensure no force like the Harbingers can ever rise again. Yet, challenges remain. The galaxy bears deep scars, both physical and psychological. Entire species have been pushed to the brink of extinction, economies shattered, and social structures destabilized. Rebuilding demands resources, innovation, and empathy on an unprecedented scale. The protagonist and their allies must navigate complex negotiations, manage competing interests, and heal wounds that run generations deep. Amid this fragile peace, new mysteries emerge. The Harbinger's technology, now partially understood and partially destroyed, holds secrets that could either safeguard the galaxy's future or unleash new dangers if misused. Ethical debates arise over who should control this knowledge, with factions advocating transparency, secrecy, or even weaponization. Humanity, known for its adaptability and moral complexity, advocates for open access and shared stewardship, emphasizing learning from past mistakes. This stance sometimes puts them at odds with more isolationist or authoritarian species, highlighting the ongoing struggle between freedom and control. Meanwhile, the protagonist reflects on the personal cost of their journey. Losses endured, friendships tested, and sacrifices made weigh heavily. They wrestle with questions about leadership, legacy, and the meaning of true peace. This introspection humanizes the epic narrative, reminding all that even in victory, the path forward is neither easy nor guaranteed. The story closes on a hopeful but realistic note. The cycle is broken, but the galaxy's future depends on the choices its inhabitants make now. The new dawn is bright, but demands vigilance, compassion, and unity. In the final scenes, the protagonist looks out over a starry horizon, symbolizing endless possibilities. A message echoes, a reminder that while the greatest threat has been overcome, the real journey of building a lasting peace and shared destiny has only just begun.